What happens to a magnet's magnetic force when it is heated? It decreases. What is the largest glacier on Earth? The Antarctic ice sheet. In which direction does the Moon orbit Earth? Counterclockwise. In the periodic table, what is a vertical column called? Group. What is the main muscle that controls breathing movements? The diaphragm. When wet laundry dries, what kind of change of state occurs? Vaporization. On a frictionless inclined plane, how does the speed of an object change? It accelerates. In flame tests used for ion detection, which metal produces a violet flame? Potassium. What is the system called that regulates the pH of blood? Buffer system. During human digestion, which enzyme digests fats? Lipase. Before rain falls, what is the process called in which small water droplets in clouds merge together? Coalescence. What kind of substance turns litmus paper red? An acid. Why can vaccines prevent the spread of infectious diseases? They block transmission by building immunity. What is the average salinity of seawater, in percent? About 3.5%. What is the name of the green cell organelle in plants where photosynthesis occurs? Chloroplast. What is the force called that acts opposite to the direction of an object's motion? Friction. What is the strongest magnetic celestial object in the universe? Magnetar. What is the largest organ in the human body? The skin. What do we call a region where sound cannot propagate? A vacuum. Which colors of light do plants mainly absorb during photosynthesis? Red and blue. What is the longest part of the human digestive tract? Small intestine. Why does a light bulb turn on when a battery is connected? Because an electric current flows. What gas makes up the largest proportion of the air? Nitrogen. What is the smallest particle that makes up matter? An atom. Which greenhouse gas is considered the main culprit of global warming? Carbon dioxide. What phenomenon is caused by the tilt of Earth's axis of rotation? The seasons. What is the shape of our galaxy? Spiral. What relationship does the angle of reflection have in light reflection? The angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. Where is the coldest place on Earth? Vostok Station in Antarctica. What is the main factor that affects the refractive index of light? The density of the medium. What is the force by which two objects attract each other? Gravity. When an object undergoes circular motion, in which direction does the acting centripetal force point? Toward the center. What is needed for sediments to become sedimentary rock? Pressure and cementation. What kind of substance turns litmus paper blue? A basic substance. What do we call the phenomenon in which a substance in the liquid state changes into a gas? Vaporization. What change occurs in breathing when you do exercise that uses a lot of muscles? It becomes deeper and faster. Which scientist proposed the theory of continental drift? Wegener. Which scientist first explained the body's immune response? Louis Pasteur. About how many times does the human heart beat in one day? About 100,000 times. What is the phenomenon called in which plankton make the sea turn red? Red tide. Thanks for watching all the way through. Share your science knowledge in the comments. Your support helps us create even more science quizzes. See you in the next one.